4 setups which we're constantly looking at with Academy traders. 4 setups which, if they play out, can make you a lot of money. So let's see what we're talking about. Now, first of all, as you know, this is something I also share inside the free Swing Trading Academy over and over again. Literally just first link in the description, and I decided what we're doing with Academy traders is also something I might share with you. Now, what we're doing right here actually works. You can just go to TradingView, check it out for yourself. Here I have been uploading analysis for literally the past 5 years. This month's sleep, just once again phenomenal. We're placed number 4 with a profit of 21%, 21,000 literally just within 5 days. So also here, phenomenal result. Keep in mind, it's not real money, it's demo money. But still, this just shows that swing trading, what we're doing inside the free Swing Trading Academy, always works. Now, first setup I want to share with you, which we also have on our watch list with Academy traders, is good old Netflix. Before we actually start with analysis, we always have to follow a simple 3-step process. Now, step number 1 is you have to identify the trend of the underlying asset, meaning you're looking at highs and lows and you're simply saying, well, are we in an uptrend or is the underlying asset actually in a downtrend? If we take a look here at Netflix, it's not too difficult. You can see overall the chart goes from bottom left to top right, and overall you can see that Netflix is also continuously creating higher highs and higher lows. We had a quick fake towards the downside here in the beginning of 2022, back then on TradingView and also inside the free Swing Trading Academy. I told you all that Netflix is totally overextended towards the downside and we will see a reversal. Voila. From here, Netflix then perfectly rallied 600%. So overall, looking at the underlying trend, Netflix is clearly trending towards the upside. Step number 2, also here, very important. Now we can actually start to apply some technical analysis and we have to take a look at structure. Structure means we're looking at support and resistance, we're actually looking at horizontal levels, we're looking at trend lines, we're looking at all the stuff which I teach every single day out there. On Netflix, what do we have? Now, first of all, this is extremely obvious, and here I'm just doing basic technical analysis. We do have a major support trend line. Literally a support trend line, which first of all was retested in 2002. So over 2 decades, always when Netflix retested this support trend line, we saw a beautiful rejection away towards the upside. Last retest happened in mid-2022, just perfectly lining up with this overextension towards the downside. So it was quite obvious that we will see a reversal. Structure number 1 is this major support trend line. Now, if we duplicate this lower green support trend line and we start to connect all of the highs, you can actually see that for the past 2 decades, Netflix has been trading in a rising channel formation. Yes, we do have this lower green support trend line, but we also have this upper resistance trend line, and literally every bullish cycle ended with a retest of this upper resistance trend line. You can basically just already make a lot of money by just buying at support, like I'm always telling you, buy at support, and then wait for the market to actually hit resistance, and then you can go ahead and sell your position. Obviously, there is more to that. There is still risk management, there is the entire strategy, there is psychology, there is confirmation, but buying at support and selling at resistance, that's essentially what we are looking for. On Netflix, you can see, if we also take a look at horizontal levels, we do have major previous resistance, which now after the break towards the upside is turned support at $65, just the previous all-time high. And you can see that this perfectly matches with this lower green support trend line. That's what we as swing traders actually call a so-called confluence of support, because this means that we have 2 independent support levels coming in at this exact structure right here, just telling us that there is a higher chance that the market actually rejects this level towards the upside. So here's what you have to do on Netflix. First of all, you have to wait for this correction to continue. This correction was not unexpected at all. Netflix just retested this resistance trend line. Also something which I shared inside the free Swing Trading Academy over and over again. So far, Netflix already corrected approximately 30%. We can still see a drop of 50% towards the downside, so another 20-25% to go. If Netflix then retests this support trend line and the horizontal support, You first of all have to wait for the bearish momentum to slow down. You have to wait for bullish confirmation, just like we always have to wait for some kind of confirmation telling us that the market rejects towards the upside. And then you can go ahead, if your strategy tells you to enter, properly manage risk, just use a vehicle which allows you to properly capitalize, and then Netflix will most likely reject towards the upside. Simple and straightforward. You then also have to wait for step number 3, which is step confirmation. And if all 3 boxes are checked, so we have a clear trend, we have clear structure, and we have clear confirmation, again, just simplifying everything here for you, then you can potentially go ahead and enter a trade. Second setup I want to share with you, something which everybody is talking about, is CRM. Also right here, massive volatility recently. We're not getting caught up in the short-term noise. We're just, first of all, determining the underlying trend. If we take a look at the underlying trend, you can see chart moves from bottom left to top right. We overall have higher highs and higher lows on CRM. Perfectly uptrend structure. Now, with this perfect uptrend structure, we then, second of all, obviously have to take a look at structure. If we take a look at structure here on CRM, you can see, quite similar to Netflix, that all the way back in 2004, also 2 decades ago, CRM actually started to create this lower green support trend line. Always when CRM retested this trend line, we saw a beautiful rejection away towards the upside. Last retest happened in the end of 2022, when CRM was also retesting major previous horizontal structure, retesting a so-called, once again, confluence of support right here. And after this retest of the confluence of support, we saw a beautiful rejection away towards the upside. CRM already created a move of 160%, perfectly allowing us to capitalize. As we're speaking, CRM is once again sitting at this support trend line. CRM is also sitting at a major horizontal support. CRM is once again sitting at a confluence of support. Literally, structure is super clear. CRM is clearly trending towards the upside. We just have to wait for bullish confirmation. So step number 3, we have to wait for confirmation inside of this level, and then CRM is clearly heading for a move higher. Make sure you manage risk, because technical analysis does not give us a 100% probability, but instead it's overall really just probabilities playing out. But if you're doing this over and over again, you have a strategy which works, you fix your psychology, you have clear trend, clear structure, clear confirmation, and everything which I share every single day inside the free Swing Trading Academy, then you make money and you will be able to outperform all financial markets. Third setup, which I want to share with you, probably no one actually knows this stock, is a stock called LMT, Lockheed Martin. Also right here, first of all, we have to start with the underlying trend. Now, if we take a look at the underlying trend, you can see that LMT also bottom left to top right. Looking at highs and lows, you can see that LMT is perfectly creating uptrend structure and is clearly heading towards the upside. Trend, therefore, is bullish. Step number 2, we have to take a look, and by now you should already know it, we have to take a look at structure as well. LMT perfectly for the past decade has been trading in a rising channel formation. First of all, we do have this lower green support trend line. Second of all, we do have this substantial upper red resistance trend line. Basically a setup which we've continuously been looking at with Academy traders, which has been popping up on our screeners. Also right here, you need an automated mechanism which immediately tells you which setups or which stocks you basically have to look at in order to take trades. LMT, now retesting this support trend line, has been always rejecting this towards the upside in the past. And as we're speaking, you can see that LMT is also retesting major horizontal support. So also here, we in fact have a confluence of support. All we have to see right now on LMT is step number 3, confirmation. And if LMT starts to create bullish confirmation inside of this structure, you have to manage risk, you have to wait for a proper entry signal, you have to fix your psychology. All of that is still important, but looking at the chart, there is a very high chance that LMT will create a move towards the upside. Last but not least, also right here, a stock which probably every one of you knows, S&P Global, basically the company behind the S&P 500. Looking at step number 1, by now you should be able to do it all on your own. Looking at step number 1, we have to identify the underlying trend. The underlying trend on SPGI is clearly towards the upside, especially after we saw this major bottom in 2009. Also right here, by the way, just a simple retest of a major horizontal support, we have been seeing a crazy uptrend. Trend clearly towards the upside. Step number 2, we then have to take a look at, you all know it, we have to take a look at structure on SPGI. You can see, starting back in 2016/2017, we saw the establishment of a major lower green support trend line, always rejecting this trend line towards the upside, basically allowing us to capitalize on major opportunities over the course of the past 5 years. Major opportunity in 2022, major opportunity with the COVID crash in 2020, major opportunity in mid-2025. Also right here, you were already able to capitalize on a move of 40%, which is quite decent. But as we're speaking, you can see SPGI broke above the previous all-time high, is now coming back to retest. This is what we call a classic all-time high break and retest. Simply, all it literally is previous resistance, which after the break towards the upside is turned support. So structure is also clearly bullish. We have a support trend line. We even have an all-time high break and retest. And all we literally need right now is bullish confirmation on the smaller time frame. You have to manage your risk. You have to know how you enter the setup, when to get in, where to get out, where to actually take profits. But then SPGI also looks like we will see a major move towards the upside. It's basically nothing special. It's something which I share every single day with rising traders and something which we practice every single day with academy traders. Also here you can once again see it. It literally works number 4 out of 71,000 traders. So also here, it's really just a sign that swing trading works. What we're doing inside the free Swing Trading Academy works. What we're doing with academy traders actually works. With that being said, if you have any questions regarding those setups, please just make sure you join the free Swing Trading Academy, because there you can personally ask me questions also regarding any other setup out there. That's the beauty of the swing trading strategy. You learn it once, you also learn how to invest properly, and then you can use it for all financial markets. I'll see you in the next video. If you have any questions, leave them in the chatting channel of the Swing Trading Academy. Keep your long-term vision.